Hey guys, today I'm gonna give you a great idea for a back to school breakfast. It's my mini egg stratas made in a muffin tin. Now, if you're not familiar with a strata, it's a popular brunch item, and it has eggs in it and heavy bread, and it's baked like a casserole. So it's somewhere between a bread pudding and a quiche. And what I like about this recipe is I'm gonna show you how to make one batter and then actually create 3 different types of stratas based on the fillings you choose. It's a great idea for back to school because you can make a big batch of these on Sunday night and then bake them off and have them in the freezer ready to go for several weeks. Let me show you how to put it together. So the first thing we're gonna do is whip up our basic batter. And then in a large bowl, you're gonna crack 10 eggs. To that, you're gonna add ½ a cup of heavy cream. Now, you could use milk. I tend to use the heavy cream because I find that it gives the stratas a lot more structure, but you definitely could use the milk if you're looking for something a little bit lighter. A 1/4 teaspoon of salt and some freshly cracked pepper. And that's all there is to it. You're gonna whisk that all up and then set it aside. And then you wanna take out a 12-cup muffin tin. And you do wanna line it with some muffin papers. Now you could definitely use standard muffin papers, but I like to use these tulip papers because they're a bit higher. They're also great once the stratas are baked because you can unwrap them and you'll see you'll have like a little square, almost like a little napkin, like a little plate you can eat them on if you're like waiting for the bus or you're actually having to eat this in the car, which I get it. I know that there are mornings that happen that way. Then you want to fill your papers with a heavy bread. I like to use a whole wheat Italian loaf. I find that that's a really good consistency for something like this. I wouldn't use sandwich bread because it's just too thin and doesn't really have the weight of something like an Italian loaf, or even French bread would work too. And as you're filling the bread, try to leave some nooks and crannies because that will make it easier to pour the egg batter in. I've done it before where I've packed the bread in there real dense and then tried to pour the egg in it and it doesn't absorb right away and it spills all over and makes kind of a mess. So do leave your little nooks and crannies and that'll help the egg find its way through. Okay, so once you get all your bread situated, now we're gonna talk about the fillings. So these are a few that I like best, but I will leave you some other ideas in the description for some other combos that would be great. But basically, I do 3 different kinds, and it works out really well in the muffin tin because then that way you have 4 of each kind. So first up, we're gonna begin with a cheddar cheese jalapeno combo. So you can take the jalapeno peppers, dice them real fine, sprinkle them on the bread, and then top with some cheese. Just some grated cheddar cheese is what I'm working with. And then next up, we're gonna take some diced cherry tomatoes. So I like to just cut them into quarters, top them on the bread, and then add some freshly grated mozzarella cheese and a little sprinkling of herbes de Provence. And then for the last one, I'm gonna do some sliced Black Forrest ham, some little squares of Swiss cheese, and then some freshly snipped chives. That's a really good combo too. This is a great recipe to make if you live with a couple of roommates because then everybody can have their own filling that they like. And then you can put them in the freezer marked with their name on it. Then once you have all your fillings ready to go, we're gonna go back to our egg batter, and I like to transfer it into a smaller Pyrex pitcher because that will make it easier to pour in your wells. And then you're just gonna go ahead and fill each well with enough batter to kind of cover the bread and go all the way up to the top of the tulip paper. And then if you find yourself running out of batter, which can happen if your bread is too dense and it's sort of sucking it up really quickly, you can just add to the recipe by taking 1 egg to maybe 2 to 3 teaspoons of heavy cream and season it with a little salt and pepper. And then you can add into the wells that you need. And then I like to let this tray sit out for just about 10 to 15 minutes to allow for all of that egg batter to soak into the bread. It'll just give you a more custardy finish in the inside. And then we're gonna bake at 375 for anywhere from 20 to 25 minutes, just until all the stratas have puffed up and are a bit golden brown. And when you pull them out, you will see how delicious and tasty they look. It'll be really hard not to pop a few in your mouth while you're just waiting for them to cool down. You don't have to wait for breakfast, you can give them a try. And then once they are cooled down, you can transfer them to a freezer-safe container, cover it with foil or a lid, whatever you have, and then just reheat in the microwave when you need breakfast. I hope you guys give this one a try and let me know what you think. Subscribe for more quick and easy recipes, and I'll see you back here next week with another one. Until then,